Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion on the 28th of February. I'm looking at Celtic Heart, which is an independent game on the Amiga. It was released in 2019. So, what's it all about? Well, look at it. I mean, I know, it doesn't look much, right? But let's get into it. Because graphically, I tell you what, that little character reminds me of Dirk the Daring from the Dragon's Lair series. Anyone else get that vibe? Same sort of armour colour, I suppose. Now, basically, it's a side-scrolling platformer where you get to collect those, I think they're shields, while combating the evils of the land. Now, that's a save point, I do believe. So yeah, basically you just collect as many of those as you can as you go, trying to get from the start to the end. And I'll tell you something, that it's not as easy as you might think it to be. So hopefully we'll have a good play through this and see how we get on. And I hope that you guys will jog along and pick up your own copy of the game. Now, I'm not sure if it's fully done yet. However, it's pretty damn polished already. So I would recommend you going to go and get it. So let's have a look at the graphics first, because I think they're really cool, actually. The main character sprite being so small, it's different, isn't it? Normally used to having like your main sprite is quite big, and then your enemy sprites and all that stuff to follow. But you know what? This works. Having more screen to explore as the main character, I think, is a really good thing. You can see there that the snow was going to dissolve, so yeah, breakable platforms, folks. But yeah, I mean, presentation-wise, this is really nice. It's simple, but it works, and it works really well. And I think you can see from this how smooth it is. It's probably because it's got less to deal with, but you know what? It's fully, you know, there's a nice scrolling, the graphics are nice, the animations are lovely. That's a big snowball in my face. Yes, they are restart points, thank you. Right. So yes, graphically, I'm impressed. You know, for an independent game, you can't really say too much, really, can you, graphic-wise? But it's not all about the graphics, is it, folks? It's about the gameplay, which we'll move on to in a few. But first, let's hit the control method. Now, if you've got a pad for the Amiga with 2 buttons on it, you've got a choice. You can either use your second button as jump, or you can push up to jump. It's up to you. Your other button you can use for your combat, which is your fire button. It looks like you can cast some sort of green fireball type thing. Now, you've got to get your timing right on these, because sometimes you'll just get enemies run straight into your face, like that. That's a bit unfortunate when you go behind the scenery, but you know, it's quite nice to see that they've done something different, because normally you go in front of the scenery, but this is going behind, which is quite different, isn't it? I quite like different, because it's not adhering to the rules of platforming when normally you would go in front of everything. This is so damn cool. So yeah, up will jump, down will duck, obviously, left and right, and obviously you've got your attack button, and if you want to, you've got a second button you can use for jump as well. I would recommend, if you've got a joystick, to probably stick with up, but if you've got a control pad like a Super Nintendo pad or something attached to your Amiga, then I would recommend maybe using that instead. I'm using a Competition Pro, and that works really quite nicely. I can have the 2 button option if I want, but I'm actually quite liking the up to jump. And the controls are really nice and tight as well. You don't get any sort of lag on the controls. And you certainly don't slip and slide around the level, which is even better. So yeah, you've got total control over your character, which is absolutely brilliant. Oops. Well, I can't be bothered to do that again, so I'll just carry on. You can see in the bottom left there's your lives with the little dude doing his little exercise routine, and your score in the bottom right, so you can always keep an eye on those things. I've only got 1 life left, and if I lose that, it is game over and we start again, but I do believe there's continues, so we'll have a plough through. Always worth picking up those restart points, although if you die and you have to continue, I do believe that you will start again from the beginning. Now you've got to be careful here. As you can see there is a spike trap. Lots of nasty little things included in this, by the way. And I don't mean like bugs or anything, apart from these things I'm shooting. Other than that, no. Just look at this though. This is fantastic. So, yeah. We're going to look at sound now, because the sound on this game is absolutely ace. The soundtrack is belting, and you've got several different elements to the soundtrack as well. So it's never the same soundtrack as you play. You get level by level, I believe. So we'll have a look at that. Those snowballs are annoying. Right. So game over. We'll start from that level again, shall we? Let's just put our name in. If I can get my typing on point. There we go. Oh, and we're top of the score. Look at that. Look, I had a little practice go earlier on. I came 10th. That's really quite bad, isn't it? Anyway, let's continue with our journey. Let's see how we get on. So everything is to button push. Now, here's another thing. If you don't push your button at the start... Oh, that was a good start. If you don't push your button... Oh, even better. If you don't push your button at the start... I will get my words out. Then basically, the bad guys still move. So they're not paused. You are. So make sure that you are ready to go and press the button so that you can move. Because the only way you can move... Well, that was a really, really short run of that level. Let's have another go. That's what you get for not concentrating. Anyway, we'll continue again. Loading times are nice. This works on a standard Amiga, by the way. No fancy requirements for this one, which is nice to see. So it runs on a bog standard Amiga. So get loading, folks. Even if you download the game and put it on an ADF, and then you put the ADF onto a disc, do that way. I don't know if there's a way you can put this on hard drive. Haven't tried it yet, but WHD load should help you with that. No guarantees it'll work, but it's worth a try. I'm playing this from disk, so there you go. Loading times are nice as well, so there's no hanging around, which is actually quite nice because some games take an age to load. This one doesn't, and I think that's all down to the fact they've compacted everything down, like the graphic sizes and everything else. Love it. I could listen to this soundtrack forever. It's absolutely fantastic. It's one of those games that I think that if you like platformers, you are absolutely going to love this. Because this is just something a little bit different. You've got to be on your guard. Like I say, there are traps around. You've just got to be careful. How you approach the levels, sometimes you don't see them until it's too late and you've keeled over. So, always be mindful of that. Now you can see there's quite a lot of bad guys running backwards and forwards, so the levels are quite occupied as well, which is nice as well. So there's nothing there that's too boring. There's always something going to be coming onto the screen to attack you, or there's going to be a trap somewhere. All that kind of, cool stuff. It's all ready and waiting for you. So I'm going to recommend you get stuck in. Anyway, it's as you can see, it is a side-scrolling platformer, and I would say that the gameplay value of this is second to none. You're going to come back to this again and again, which also, with the replay factor, then you'll find yourself coming back again and again. I know I've been playing this. This is my second sort of playthrough, as it were. But I can see myself coming back to this and trying to complete it. So yeah, I think there's about 5 stages or something like that. I don't think it's a massive game, but it's a good enough game to keep you going. And I really do recommend that you give it a try. Age range, I would pretty much say any. If you can do Mario, you can do this. So any age group really. Just have a go. If it proves too tricky, then you know that you've got to wait a little bit, or just practice. Practice makes perfect at the end of the day with these sort of games. So crack on, folks. Crack on. Yeah, it's a one-player game, obviously, but hey, as you know my rule, you can make a one-player into a multiplayer just by sharing the control pad when you die. then hand it over and see if your friends can get any further along the level, or you could just do it by game. So once you've lost all your lives, that's it. You then pass the controller over, and oh bum, and I just ran over the spikes, which I didn't see. So there we are. But yeah, this game is absolutely fantastic. So released in 2019. Well, I only found out about it like a couple of days ago. So I thought I'd give that one a go to kick off our week quite nicely. I'm going to do a indie developer series, maybe this week actually. I haven't decided, but I think it will be something along those lines, because it's fun to bring you stuff you've never seen before. And you know, we all know the classics, we all know the ones that we all grew up with, but how about the ones that we haven't played yet, like Celtic Heart? Yes. So I'm going to be looking at games that you might not have seen before, and yeah, this is just tons of fun. And for me, fun is always the best element, not graphics, fun, because without fun the games are pretty dire, aren't they? Anyway folks, I'm going to leave you now with a little bit more of the gameplay. So I hope you've enjoyed the review for today. I will be back very soon with another game, and well, you'll have to wait and see what it is, because I haven't quite decided. But also, I just wanted to update you on my Patreon. I've gone back through and I've added some tiers to it, or levels as they are. I hope go and pop along. The link is in the description. If you go and have a look at that, see what you think, and if you think there's anything I should be adding or anything like that, then let me know. I might also be looking into some merchandise at the same time. But for now, there are 3 levels of Patreon. Go and have a look at those. Let me know what you think. And if you find it within yourselves to support my little channel financially, then please go on ahead. As little as £3 a month, and we'll get you your name on the end credits as a thank you. So that's a starter. The rest, go and have a look for yourselves. Hope you've enjoyed the review. That's it from me. I will be back very, very soon with a brand new review. And as usual, you know, you guys, keep it retro and keep telling yourself, it's only a game, isn't it? Ta-da!
Incoming transmission.